Hey, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another tutorial from your boy Hunter. So you've got a little bit of a problem with GTA 5 running in a windowed mode. Alright, first of all, I already fixed it, so I'm gonna have to just remove these settings real quickly so I don't confuse any of you guys. I need to go to my PC for this. This PC documents. Just give me a sec. I'll bring it. Don't worry, you're not going to see anything just yet because I don't want to spoil the fun. I'm going to shift delete this. There we go. All right, so before you get started, make sure you've got Notepad++. You can get that on the internet for free. I'm not going to show you where to download it. Yeah. All right, so first of all, I'm going to show you what happens when I run GTA 5. Most of you are going to have this problem running this on Windows and you don't know why. I'm going to Alt-Tab. So it's not an Alt-Tab, Alt-Enter. I cannot do any of that. I can Alt-Tab. I'm trying Alt-Enter on both sides. Nothing is working. Alright, I'm going to show you how to fix most of it. But there's a little bit of a setup you have to do to get into the game. So I'm going to go to my settings real quickly. I'm going to go to display, not display, graphics. Right, I'm not going to run this in DirectX. I'm going to go DirectX 10. I'm going to set this to borderless screen. Now you can see I cannot change my resolution. This is no problem, don't worry about that. So ignore suggested limits. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to say OK. Still, this will not actually help you change the resolution. I can tap on it. I don't know, appear my keyboard. Alright, so then I'm going to mess around with the aspect ratio. I'm going to set it to 16:9. That's my screen. You can see all of the graphics is set to high, which is good. Make sure your VSync is on. This is really important. Right, I'm going to apply changes. I'm going to say, okay, in order for these settings to take place, GTA must restart. It's going to crash my game immediately. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to this PC. I'm going to bring it this way. I'm going to go to my documents. I'm going to go look for Rockstar Games, GTAV, settings. Now, if you don't get something like this, you're going to have to go to open with and then change it from here. So you can see you can hit change and just select Notepad++. Make sure it's running as administrator. All right, so then you're going to right click and edit with Notepad++, but if you're seeing something like this, you can just double click it. All right, so right here you can see it's the resolution. It's showing in game. Do not mess with any of these. The only ones you want to worry about is these two. And then the refresh rate is for your screen resolution. So don't mess around with this too much. You can see it's set the windowed mode. We just said VSync is on. I'm not going to mess around with the stereo mode. So on your desktop, I'm going to I'm going to go to display settings. I'm going to bring up my display right here. I'm going to show you, not that one. I want my display settings. I want you to see my display. There we go. This is the one I'm currently using. This is my main display, my graphics card. This is my onboard. So this is my different. It's my other screen. All right. So you can see if I look at the resolution, it's 1440 by 900. Alrighty then, I'm going to close this down. I'm going to type that in. So my resolution 1440 900. This is my screen resolution, not yours. You're going to have to use your screen resolution. If you have something higher, obviously higher. All right, so now I'm going to hit the save button. All right, save. Make sure it's saved. You can close this down. You can close this down. You can run GTA 5 again. Now remember, I'm running this on my display capture, right? This is my display capture. my display capture, not my window capture, not my, you can see these two are off. So it's my display capture. You see my whole display. So I'm going to run this. Just move this to the side again, just so I can show you this is not clickbait. I'm full screen, borderless, windowed, but I'm going to just wait for it to get to the, yeah, that's actually borderless. I can see my ear on the sides. It usually, when I'm running borderless windowed, it gives me some yellow lines here at the bottom and the sides. You're not going to see that, but I can see that. So it means I'm running in borderless mode. All right. Give it a sec to actually, I can see my setting, my sound here is busted again. Oh, come on, man. Why is this a thing? Okay, now we have some sounds. I don't want to bring this up too high for now. All right, I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to show you my display right now. Not my display. So graphics. You can see it's set to borderless windowed. The ignored. I'm going to turn this on. There we go. I'm going to say OK. I said turn it on. Now I cannot change my screen resolution. You can see I cannot change my screen resolution. But don't be discouraged if you see something like this. This is actually showing my screen resolution. It's actually showing my screen resolution. This is my screen resolution it's showing currently. And to prove it, I'm going to go story mode. Now I have to start the game all over again because I had some problems with my save file. So, and also it's actually a new game I downloaded from Steam. So, well, actually Rockstar Games, but it came from Steam as well. So I don't know how they freaking do it, but I got this on Steam. Keep in mind, I'm actually just using some of the NVIDIA settings, but it has nothing to do with the full screen mode or anything like that. It's just to make the game run smoother, especially while I'm recording. All right, now you can see I've got some weird shit going on there. So I want to show you what happens if I do this. So if I go graphics, remember I changed this. So if I set this to auto, it's going to go immediately to windowed mode. So be careful doing something like this. It's going to bug out the whole setting. I cannot change the resolution. I can try. Nothing is going to work. So that means I'm going to have to Alt F4 again. Now I just had to show you this is what happens when you change some of these settings. So now I set it to auto and it's going to pick up right here. No, not that one. Not that one. GTAV. Watch. See that? It set it right back to what it was before. So be careful if you do something like that. So I'm going to go 1440 by 900. So that's my screen resolution. I'm just going to leave it as is. You can see the aspect ratio is set to 0 now, so that means it's auto. So I'm going to save it again. I'm going to run GTA 5 for the very last time. Full screen. I'll pause. Alright, I'm back into the game. So right now, still I cannot change these. Do not mess around with this. Do not mess around with any of this. Okay, maybe you can mess around with some of the graphic settings and maybe advanced graphic settings if you want to. So maybe long shadows, turn that on. High resolution, turn that on. High streaming flying, turn that on. Okay, I'm not gonna mess around this. Okay, maybe bring this up. It's going to ask me to restart the game, but frame scaling mode, you can see I can actually mess around with this. And then I'm going to apply this. It's going to ask me to restart the game. I'm going to say yes. And remember, every time you change the graphic settings, it's going to grab out your freaking thing. So I just wanted to show you that because it's a really freaking hassle to actually mess around with all that. But yeah, so I'm going to do this one more time for you guys. So first of all, go to this PC or even to your documents if you have that. Then you're going to go to Rockstar Games right there. You're going to go GTAV. You're going to double click on this. And then you're going to change this to your screen resolution. Your screen resolution. That's my screen resolution. I'm going to save that. Now you can see most of these settings are set to true now. Some of them was actually set to false. The SSA was false. The DX version, this is the DirectX version. This is one I set in the game. MSA, well, I can actually mess around with some of this if I wanted to. You can see distillation is off, but you can actually change your settings from here if you have any problems whatsoever. Now you can see it's not really telling me I can save the freaking setting. So if I go ahead and just run this one more time, let's see what happens. Yeah, it's set to the right one. Now I've got this one right here. This is actually the settings that worked for me before. So I'm going to replace it. So it's basically the same thing. Same thing, right? But now some of these settings are set to false. See that? See the ultra shadows is off now. The particle shadows is true. The shadow distance is set to 1.0. Long shadows is set to false. So what I can do is I can set this to true, and it's gonna run it in the game. So you can actually mess around with this. And then I don't know, any of this I don't really. Oh yeah, I want this one as well. Set this to true. City density, I'm not going to mess around with that. And I think that should be fine. Depth of field, I don't really like depth of field in game, so I'm going to leave that off. The stream flight, I turn that off. Then I'm going to turn that on. This is what I changed in the game settings. So I'm going to mess around with some of this. See, you can mess around with the motion blur, but I don't like motion blur in games as well. In the system, you can actually number of, okay, paper blocks. I don't know what that is. And then the audio. So you get the audio 3D value. You can actually mess around with that. I don't know what the hell that is. And then these two, do not mess around with these two. All right. This will actually change it to your secondary monitor if the thing, well, if it comes to light. So again, 1440, because you can see it changed it again by 900. There you go. Then I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to close, and I'm going to run GTA the last time. Now, I said that was the last time, but now it's the last time. It should be a quick video. I mean, I don't even have to edit or anything. I'm not going to do any editing. There we go. So again, I'm going to go to settings. Sometimes this actually works if you mess around with this, and it sometimes picks up your resolution in game, but it's fine if it doesn't do that. For some reason, it set this to 16 by 20 instead of auto, but that's fine. You can see that's my output monitor. So monitor 1 and monitor 2 at the side. You see the FFXA is on. I'm going to go to the advanced graphics. No, I didn't change anything. That's all. You can see some of this is actually the high resolution shadows obviously off, but The ident streaming while flying is on now. Extended distance scaling, I didn't mess around with that. Why did you do that? No, I didn't change anything. What the fuck? Okay, let me just use my freaking... Okay, so I think this is also a bug, but okay. I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like in game and you can be the judge. Remember, it's running in my screen resolution. My screen resolution. Now this is the... I'm just going to do a small snippets of gameplay. That's it. That's it. Not much, just a little bit. It's taking a while to load. Here we go. Now, unfortunately, I have to do the game from the beginning.
Alright, everybody pays attention. No one gets hurt. Go! Open the door! They'll get worse than hurt! Hey! Hey! Ah! Come on! Finally! Let's go! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Hands behind your back.
Oh, come on, mister. We're giving you everything you want.
Don't even think about it.
I'll do it, I'll do it. Oh, God.
Get in there.
Sit tight! I'll handle the blasting!
Don't blow yourself up. Listen up.
In the back. Come on.
Hurry up.
What's he doing?
He's gonna
Em,
kill us in
get
here.
these assholes in the closet.
We didn't do shit to you.
All set! Phone it in!
I'm making the call.
Told you I'm just gonna do a little bit of gameplay, right?
All right, we gonna do this?
Oh, there's something else I have in this game.
Slow and steady, T. Slow and steady.
I actually have the menu. The cheat menu. Well, not cheat menu, but close enough. Oh, I went past the freaking... No, I didn't go past the vault. See the reflections? Everything works fine. The fog works fine.
You went past the ball!
I know. I just want to show my audience a little bit.
Oh! There it...
Alright, so now... Boom, boom,
Enough here
boom.
for us all to enjoy.
Depends on how you look at it.
Come on, move it! Coming out, B!
Give it up. I got him.
I saw your face. I'll remember you. You get 1,000 things every day. How about you make sure this is one of them? I've seen his eyes. He's crazy. No one's crazy. Right think. Be cool. Fuck! You didn't have to do that.
Let's get going! There'll be time for grieving later!
Yeah, you got that right.
Come on!
I just want to get to the snow.
I'm setting the charges. They're on a timer, so brace yourselves. Oh, fuck, you hear that? Sirens.
Fuck the cops.
T, hit the shutter switch.
What's this? Local resistance?
It ain't supposed to go down like this.
It never is! Come on! Go!
Get down!
Don't be as dumb as you look!
Move! Move!
I've got infinite ammo, don't worry about it, it's just part of the menu.
We're coming through!
Get out of the way or suffer the consequence!
Press forward! Don't be an idiot!
You shouldn't have been a cop!
We got a window. Let's go. We bring it to him. What the fuck is this?
Blame the pricks who called you out here! Can't be many more cops in this town!
Bring him. This is fucked, man. The thing is blown.
Cars up here! Let's go!
kid might have failed. This wasn't in the job description. Fuck these guys. Come on, get to the driver.
He better be there!
Come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
Every man for himself!
Okay, you're gone.
You, in here, now!
Alright, that's it. I'm not gonna do any more. So if you found this useful, give it a like. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Make sure to hit the subscribe notification bell so you always be in the loop when the next video comes out. If you found this useful, please give me a like. If it didn't work for you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. Hit me up on Discord if you want to. Everything will be in the description. Yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, have an awesome day.